Janusz, please find something nice to say about Erling Haaland. I know he didn't score today, but he ended the season as the Premier League top scorer. That's 27 goals, and he's the first player to retain the Golden Boot since Mo Salah did it in the 18 and 19 finishing seasons.
Again, missed a couple today, huh? That, you know,
I thought you might have to mention that first.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna stay in my lane again because I'm his hater, I suppose. I appreciate what he does. I just don't appreciate people telling me that he's this incredible player, because that he is, and he's just a great striker. He does that. Has done it at Dortmund's doing it here. He'll probably end up at, I don't know, Real Madrid and Barcelona, and surrounded by those players, given his characteristics. I think he's going to continue to score goals. But I mean, is he going to be the first name that comes to my mind? If I'm still around 20 years from now, probably not. But congratulations, scored. As Gab was saying, this was, and that's why I'd worry about if I were Arsenal or Liverpool, because this wasn't the best season for Manchester City. This wasn't the best, or at least the sort of season that Erling Haaland had last year. And yet City still won it. So if he goes back to scoring, 35 goals, 40 in the Premier League, forget about it. So I don't want to be a hater about him, but I will continue to talk about.
You're hating. You're hating. Just own the hate. Own the hate.
I will just continue to keep it on the level, right? Because I mean, it was a very, very good season. But look at Cole Palmer comes in and cold. Not that far away from him. A young kid that's not even a striker, really.
Janusz, 4 players in Europe have scored 20 or more goals in the last 3 seasons, league goals, right? Their names are Harry Kane, pretty good, right?
Yeah, I'll take him over Haaland.
Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe.
I'll take him over Haaland.
Lautaro Martinez. And
I may take him over him as well.
You take Lautaro over Haaland, okay?
Oh, close.
And the 5th one, because La Liga is not over yet, it could be Robert Lewandowski, and I know you're going to take him over Haaland.
Well, I mean, granted, Haaland's so young, but he was there fighting, Lewandowski for a number of years. Came close a couple of times, but I knew you guys were going to go there, and I just end up looking bad on this one. But I'm not going away from it. I think he's a great goal scorer. That's about it.
Oh my goodness. We just heard LME. Don't hate, appreciate. Just on Phil Foden, Gab, voted best player in the Premier League this season, and we saw today, once again, for good reason.
Yeah, no question. Look, I'm not going to say Foden was the player of the year at Manchester City, because I will give that award to Rodri every single year in perpetuity. But I think what we saw was really special, and I think it foreshadows what I think is inevitable. And we saw it today with him lining up in the middle. He is the heir apparent to that sort of attacking central midfield role. Going forward, what are the club's plans? Is it going to be, him and Alvarez? Obviously, De Bruyne has got a year left on his contract and is older. Bernardo Silva is only 30. He's got 2 years left. There's always the question of, is he going to stay? Is he going to move on? Is he going to want a different experience? That's always a big question mark. But I think, that middle of the park behind the striker, that's Foden's position now. I think it has to be. And I think it's been, I think what's made it kind of special and different with Foden is we've heard about this guy since he was 16 years old. And City have had so many young players come through their academy, and then for one reason or another, Pep's not sure about them in the first team. And so, they might hang out for a year or two at 18, 19, 20, and then they go off somewhere else and, become Taylor Harwood Bellis or whatever. But Foden stuck around, and he really did his apprenticeship, and he really didn't play that much between the ages of 18 and 21 or whatever. We saw glimpses. But now he's really coming into his own, and I'm really excited to see what he can do.
LME, did you drop out because you just couldn't deal with the hate for Haaland from Janusz?
My Wi-Fi server is Norwegian, so it came out, and I'm back.
And don't tell me you're going to pick Foden too as the best player.
No, I made my Premier League and the season awards, and Phil Foden, everything that Gab said, I agree, and there's a few reasons why I love everything about him. Part of it is Kevin De Bruyne's absence, by the way. Pep Guardiola saw an opportunity to put him there. But my player of the season is actually Rodri, because I believe that because I think
his son.
That's
Sorry?
my son. That's my
Janish's
son.
son.
that's his son. There you go. See, that's why me and Janusz connect on Rodri. But one of the reasons why I have him there, and I'm not going to bore you with stats or anything like that, because it's not really about that. To me, I think that Manchester City, obviously the Goliath that they are, they can find ways to win without Erling Haaland. And they can find ways to win without even Phil Foden. I don't think you can say the same thing when Rodri's not there. I think that Rodri is so vital to everything that what Manchester City want to do under Pep Guardiola, that it's specifically this season. I mean, the 3 losses in the league, right, were due to not all the major factors, but were without Rodri. That's how important he is. And it's kind of the same thing, when Vicente Del Bosque said of Sergio Busquets, if you watch the game, you don't see Sergio Busquets, but if you see Sergio Busquets, you see the game. It's the same thing with Rodri. To me, he is that important, and it's one of the main reasons, and it's a bit of an underscored, underrepresented hero. But take nothing away from Phil Foden. He's like a Brazilian in the 70s, disguised as an Englishman. He's just an unbelievable player. And the things that he has done this season are remarkable. And I agree with Gab. I can't wait to see what else he continues to do. In fact, I'm kind of, in a way, angry that he has to be led by Gareth Southgate in England's Euros, because he deserves so much better than that. But I'll talk about that another time. I just think that Rodri, to me, was the player of the season.
And
let me. First of all, that's Villa legend Gareth Southgate to you. So
first of all, he used to be, okay?
And won Borazoni Cup as captain.
True.
It's funny, the Rodri Busquets parallel. I mean, I'm not a Busquets guy. And to me, there's an obvious difference between him and Rodri.
No, there definitely is. Yeah.
Rodri scores really, really important goals, too. We saw him do it again. At 2-1, we were heading towards squeaky bum time, potentially. I mean, let's not forget, at 2-1, one more goal, one more screw up, whatever else, they equalize, Arsenal win the title, right? And who is it who puts it at 3-1? It's Rodri. Who is it who does it in Istanbul? It's Rodri. That's not even his job.
Right.
And he does it when others aren't doing it. So for me, max respect to Rodri.
Yeah. Janusz gets the final say on his son.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm always going last. So there's, you've said, chapeau bas, as they said. But listen, it's important, because even on a team like Manchester City, you feel the absence and his aura. It's not his skills. It's not that others can't do the job. I think it's almost as if that team is built like that. Remember when Fernandinho was there? I'm not trying to say that Fernandinho was as good, but he was pretty good, right? Because you have that spine with the way that, you're committing so much forward in terms of players and so much risk that you take. If there's two-way player, and Busquets was wonderful in his own way. And I didn't think, to be quite honest, that anybody was going to impress me as much as Busquets did over the years. And for me, he has passed Busquets at this stage.